1999. The abandoned Grotto Opera House, once the epitome of glamour, now a mere shell of its former glory. Abandoned mid-rehearsal years before the start of the story. Little knickknacks are still left, cluttered around, costumes, papers, and most notably, a giant glowing crescent moon as the main backdrop. Amidst all this is a small office space that is entirely Viola's, with posters of famous old movies on the walls, including a well-known film starring a certain Ingrid Reed. Lights up on Ellie, center stage, mid-performance.
This heart of mine, it beats so quick I scarcely know what I'll do. If I shall die or I shall live another day. It's always been this way, I know, but I fear I may not live another day in this purgatory, this not knowing. I must do something. I must sail to London to my fair sister.
Get a load of this. She's going to try to ignore me and keep going.
I must sail to London to my fair sister.
Bravo, Ellie! I do believe this is the reincarnation of Florence Jenkins.
I wasn't finished yet.
Oh, how I wish you were.
This is the third time you've interrupted me. How am I supposed to?
Is it possible that you're getting worse?
Viola, how?
I promise she's better than she lets on.
How am I supposed to learn this if you keep fucking interrupting me?
Don't swear.
You swear all the time.
Okay, you know what? If you nail this audition, I'll let you swear all you want. Hell, I'll even buy you an ice cream cone.
I'm not a dog.
Worse, you're an actress. Now, start over.
You're just gonna interrupt me again.
Oh, possibly. We'll see how you do.
Am I really getting worse?
We'll see. Now, stand tall. Keep your chin up. Right here, right now. All eyes are on you. Give them a good show.
This heart of mine, it beats so quick I scarcely know what I'll do. If I shall.
Oh, okay, give me a break. Okay, you are not going to get anywhere if you're as stiff as a poker. I swear, every time you're about to begin, you get the most pained expression on your face, almost like constipation. It simply won't do with the casting directors.
That's it. I'm leaving.
Like hell you are.
Nope. Fuck this. I'm out. I quit.
Okay. So what? You're gonna settle for some office job then, Ellie? Kick the bucket by the time you're 30? You're not built for that life and you know it. See you tomorrow.
You won't.
I will. She's difficult, but she is talented. I simply ask that you remember that.
Viola rummages around in a drawer in her office and takes out a container of pills. She swallows a couple of pills from the bottle and downs it with a half-empty glass on a table. She pauses and raises her glass to the audience. In the moments she is gone, the glowing moon flickers slightly. The sounds of an empty, decaying theater with a life of its own can be heard.
It's 1999. After the Cold War, but before terrorism. Natalie Wood is dead. Laurence Olivier is dead. The Grotto Opera House went bankrupt 12 years ago. With everything left the day it shut down mid-rehearsal of Trip to the Moon. The pipes are creaky now. The lights don't always work. I suspect we have a mice infestation. And to that, I do ask that you keep your purses and wallets firmly shut. They've been known to be quite thieving as of late. An era of gallant theater is out. And Ellie Goulding is... You're late. Well, how did it go? Hey! No!
Viola holds the bottle out of Ellie's reach.
Careful with the goods. The stuff's older than you are.
They told me I was missing something.
They told you what?
Ticked every single box except that je ne sais quoi, glamour. Apparently I'm not star potential.
Star potential.
Yeah, apparently it's an in-demand currency these days.
But you were the Valentino, for Christ's sake. Why didn't you wear it like I told you to?
Viola unfolds the dress, revealing an obvious, unhideable grease stain right across the front.
Sorry.
My Valentino dress. My beautiful $900 Valentino dress. You were flipping burgers in the dress that Judy Garland told me was simply divine 2 years before her untimely death. May God rest her soul. Ellie!
It wasn't my fault, all right?
Wasn't your fault.
I had to pick up an extra night shift to cover the early morning bus fare, but I wasn't working in the dress, I promise.
Oh, just mopping the floor with it.
I went into the diner's bathroom after the shift to get changed into the dress, and when I opened the door, I walked straight into Doris Lowry carrying a plate of 9,000 calories worth of grease. It wouldn't have worked anyway. There's nothing glamorous about a 30-year-old dress. It's a has-been.
Who are you calling a has-been? You come back to me when you cash out your entire life savings to save a 6-tier theater from being bulldozed to the ground.
You haven't saved it.
Ellie!
You haven't. The grotto just sits and rots, except when I come on stage to taint its perfectly boring history.
Countless greats have performed on this very stage. Ethel Merman, Angela Lansbury, Ingrid Reed. It is a privilege to... Here is a lesson that you seem to have forgotten about fame, little starlet. It is not simply dresses and money. It is about legacy. Something you could not possibly fathom because you're not great. Not yet, at least. Yes, people whose memory haunts these halls are now fertilizing daffodils, but their legacy lives on. Legacy. That's what you'll be missing if you don't take advantage of the short time you've been gifted on this earth. Got it?
Sorry about your dress.
Don't worry about it.
I can pay you back.
I said, don't worry about it.
I do want to be great. I want to be the kind of great that lasts generations.
Don't convince me. Convince them. Show them you're someone worth remembering.
Can't stay long today. I've got to get back to work. I guess I just wanted to stop by and give that back and say sorry, I guess.
Okay.
You're not mad.
Oh, believe me, I am. But not at you. Is it just me, or is this whole fame thing getting harder? I mean, the last time I checked, it was about looking pretty and finding yourself at the right party with just the right people. Star potential. The way I see it, any missing star potential a girl might have can easily be remedied with a nice dress and a facial. Should have worn the Valentino. It's not outdated. It's timeless. I suppose it'll have to do as a mop now. Midnight already.
She gently refolds the dress and places it inside the cabinet.
Time seems to be going by a lot quicker these days. That much I've noticed.
She settles into a moth-eaten armchair and kicks her shoes off.
Like Cinderella, from gowns to rags we go.
She reaches for the light switch to turn it off, and the stage goes dark, all except for the glowing moon. It remains the only illumination for a few moments before it too extinguishes. Ellie enters into the darkness holding a cake complete with fake birthday candles. She sneaks into the office where Violet is curled up in the armchair asleep.
Happy birthday to you and me today. It's our double birthday. By your expression, I feel like you've maybe forgotten.
Haven't forgotten. Just, God, it's dark in here. What time is it?
Better? Here's to 1 year closer to the coffin. But knowing you, you'll just beat back the coffin with a wooden spoon and tell him to work on his posture and come back when he's got the balls to be a real coffin.
That definitely sounds like me.
Looks like you're stuck to my acting coach forever.
Not quite forever. It's more incentive for you this Saturday then, if you book the role. I suspect you won't be needing me much longer.
Right.
I called ahead and put in a good word. And they are good people, Ellie. Just people who actually know what they're doing, not just fools running around with a camera like near everybody. You've got a real shot this time, so give it your all, okay?
Totally stoked.
Ellie, you should take this seriously.
Might as well. I'm missing my actual birthday for it.
Well, these are the sacrifices you make. This cake is good, almost a little too good. Should I be worried?
Nope.
Really? Where'd you get it?
I made it.
You did? Really?
Got fake candles too, so you want to flip about burning down the theater.
That's actually very thoughtful, Ellie. Is this from the storage closet?
There was a very long line at Costco this morning.
Ellie!
I'm sorry. I was running late from work and okay, I disinfected them though. And the cake barely tastes like Clorox. Really wanted to surprise you.
Well, you definitely did. Hey, I know this isn't ideal, but today we celebrate together. We celebrate, and then you get that audition on Saturday, and in time you'll remember. All you'll remember is how you put in the work for years and years and won the whole goddamn world over. You will be great. I know it.
Years and years.
I know it's hard.
6 years of this to be exact. 6 years of auditions and rejections and auditions and more rejections. And how many more till I'm too old to even be an afterthought in this industry, huh? 30 is the new retired senior citizen. I'm practically washed out.
Honey, you're too young to even grasp what the word means, let alone what it feels like. You know, I have no one else to celebrate today. Not a living soul. You should count yourself very lucky, witnessing my career's steady path into that good night.
Grew up watching the actresses you trained my entire childhood. People still talk about them, still write about them. To this day, you're hardly irrelevant.
Well, people admire the painting, not the paintbrush.
Did you just call yourself a paintbrush?
Very loosely.
Can I call you a paintbrush?
Absolutely not.
Happy birthday.
You too, Ellie. Today, I'm 65. Ellie, on the cusp of 19, and she thinks she's the old one. Still, it's strange to think of her getting older, no longer a child. Ingrid was just 24 when she died and already on every marquee in the nation.
Viola.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wish there was something you'd do? Shake those assholes out there around and make sure they remember you? Remember this musty theater? And all of the old pretentious has-beens who've performed here?
Not in those words exactly, but yes, I suppose. What are you thinking?
Like some kind of, like...
Spit it out already.
A resurgence of sorts, a call to action to bring the grotto back up from the ground.
Oh, I'm sure you know as well as I do that coaxing money out of wealthy folks' purses isn't an easy affair.
We could host a party, or a ball, or something with costumes and old music playing to their nostalgia, an exclusive and pricey event celebrating the times that have passed. We have plenty of room here.
We have mold is what we have.
And there's nothing better for us to do, really.
You have to prepare and train.
Viola, be honest with yourself. I haven't had a real shot in an audition for weeks. People don't make it by getting picked 1 in a million simply because they have potential. It's not really about the acting. Never has been.
A ball for the lost era. You're scrubbing the gunk off the nice bathroom's floor. If we're going to have wealthy guests around, we must provide a place for them to park their pampered bottoms. While you're at it, you should vacuum.
Hire a maid.
I don't believe I shall. Consider this some method training. You're rounding up a myriad of skills you can bring to a performance. What if someday you're hired to play a cleaner? It looks great on the resume, doesn't it? She's cursing me out. Quietly. I suppose it'll be good to lighten the place up a bit. Before Ellie, the last people to walk through these doors were the paramedics in 85. And the coroner shortly after. They can be very entertaining to watch. All their tools and fancy degrees they carry around with them to wave around at any given moment. You can ask a doctor for a napkin, but he'll just shoo you away. But heaven forbid you inquire about his diploma. Woo! Funny lot in a place like this. Trying to fix something that cannot be fixed. So yes, entertaining, but not very good company. All that being said, how do you suppose a surprise call from a ghost of Hollywood feels? Jean, darling, how are you? It's Viola. Oh, listen, my protege and I are organizing a little soiree at the grotto, and... Jean? Never liked her anyway. The key to success in any scenario is simply to be stubborn until you cannot be refused. So, 17 or so more of these calls to nowhere pass by until... And now we let it simmer. Hello, Viola speaking. Yes, I'm so glad you called. You almost missed me. Well, actually, I was about to head out, but I can make some time. Absolutely. Secretary, chatty one. Really? I'm so glad he can make it. Oh, that would be lovely. No, you're a doll. Yes, please tell Mr. Ullman I look forward to seeing him again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now. Once you get one down, the rest will come pouring in. Ellie? Ellie!
I accidentally touched it and it's slimy. I swear, if you don't hire a maid after this, I'm calling the FDA.
Oh, for God's sake. Viola speaking.
Viola, baby. It's Bernard. How are you?
Bernard. Bernard!
What's all this I hear about a party?
Oh, it's just a little something I decided to throw together for old time's sake.
Are you still hanging around that dead dog of a theater?
Well, if the grotto's a dead dog, it's the most expensive dead dog I've ever seen. Might as well put it to good use. And all the new names in Hollywood are entertaining, but none of them come close to the great Bernard.
Bernard Bettelheim! You damn straight. You know, I've always liked you, Viola.
Is that right?
And it would do me some good to stretch my legs.
Oh, why don't you come along then and bring your lovely wife? Make it a real party.
I'm gonna be honest with you since we're friends. I mean, we are friends, aren't we, Viola, baby?
Absolutely.
I would love to come to your little theater for a good old-fashioned party. But, you know, some folks can get a bit superstitious and considering the place's history and what happened to your girl, and, well, I mean, it's all nonsense. I mean, urban legends for simple folk. And I personally am so far above those such things.
Rest assured, there are no ghosts here, just a bit of dust.
Very true.
Perhaps it would interest you to know that I have been working with someone new for the past couple of years now.
Oh? Where have I seen her?
You haven't.
She's not doing pornos, is she?
Ellie Golding, a fresh face from New York City. She's quite promising.
Young?
19, just turned. And if I remember correctly, that new biopic you're producing, hasn't it just begun casting? Perhaps I could introduce her at the party.
She ain't good?
She's a star.
Oh god, this is so gross.
What was that?
Nothing. It's just rehearsal. You were saying?
Ellie, she's called?
That's right. Ellie Golding.
Well, you've definitely got my attention. I mean, of course, I have to do a more thorough inspection. You know, take some measurements, size her up, make sure she's got that spark.
Well, she's pretty talented. She has a spark, to be sure.
I was thinking more along the lines of sex appeal. I mean, what else should I know about this budding young starlet?
You. Oh, fuck. Violet, there's something living in it. It's like that thing from Alien.
Is something the matter?
No, nothing at all.
It just moved. Fuck. Violet, come and kill it quick.
Lila?
You know what? You'll have to excuse me. It was very nice speaking to you, and I hope to see you at the party.
Lila! Bitch.
Violet.
Her dress wears her more than she wears it. She makes her way to the center of the stage looking for Viola in her office. She's tugging at the gloves as if they itch. She pauses at the poster of Ingrid Reed on the wall, pasted at a spot taller than her, so she has to look up. Slyly, awkwardly, she moves her arms to mimic the pose Ingrid has in the poster.
Where the hell were you?
Nourishment.
I thought you said you were ordering catering.
Too expensive. Change of plans. Catering is now being organized by me.
Why aren't you dressed? The guests will be here any minute. And these kinds of people...
I hope you'll trust me to deal with these kinds of people, considering I've spent a lifetime breaking bread with them.
No offense, but after so many years, you're out of shape.
Says who?
Viola, the door?
Oh, unzip this for me, will you?
This was a bad idea. These people you invite live in an entirely different world than normal people do. People like us, we're just playing a game of dress up and...
So we get dressed up and we beat them at their own game. Let the party begin.
You had everything planned from the start, didn't you?
The door, Ellie, if you please.
Oh, this is quaint. It really is. Can't believe they haven't torn the place down yet. Where's Viola?
Viola, darling, how are you?
I'm grand. Don't you look lovely, though?
Oh, this old thing. A little something I had made last minute. I was so happy to hear about your party.
They walk off together chatting, leaving Ellie to fend for herself. An old male partygoer nearby lights a cigar midway through a conversation with a woman.
I'm very sorry, sir, but you can't smoke in here. It's a... Oh, the theater's very old. It could,
Viola stops her by putting her hands on Ellie's shoulders and steering her away with a big smile.
Not today.
And who are you, girl? What do you do?
You're Viola's daughter, aren't you? I do see the resemblance.
Viola didn't have any kids. I'm just her trainee, acting trainee.
Good for you. It's never too late to start.
Hardly a trainee, Betty. That is an undiscovered handprint at the Chinese theater right there. Perhaps the next Joan Crawford.
Perhaps in the right one.
Are you a real actress or are you a nipple girl?
I'm sorry? Oh, I'm not Viola's daughter.
So you said. Who the hell are you then?
Just Ellie.
Just Ellie. I like it. You're one of the good ones. I can tell. Not some industry plant.
Thank you.
Eve Holland.
Nice to meet you.
You should go out to Europe. That's where they teach the real stuff.
Have you ever been to Europe?
Oh, loads of times.
Really? What's it like?
My mom's always dragging me along for shooting. Berlin, Paris, London. She doesn't know what culture is.
Some industry plant.
Fuck you then. Who do you think you are? Some people.
The lights go down on the party, all but the moon, and the spotlight shines on Viola's office where she and Betty sit discussing now in full focus. On the party side, the guests freeze in place with the dimming of the lights, all except Ellie. Ellie navigates the dark stage as if nothing is the matter, approaching guests but ultimately being ignored, and downing one glass of wine after another. Her dress just faintly glows in the dark.
Try this one, will you?
Now that hit the spot.
I thought it might.
They just don't make it like it used to, and not just the wine too.
I know the feeling.
These young people, they're building up a completely new world. A good one. Only problem is that they seem to have left us right out of it.
Well, you can't stop the tide, Betty. Believe me, I've tried.
I don't think I ever got the chance to properly offer my condolences about Ingrid.
It's all right.
She was the sun for so many of us. Such a tragedy. But her time had passed. There was nothing you could have done.
There was plenty I should have done. Plenty we all should have done. So, I hear Starlight Pictures is on the lookout for the next Cherie Romero.
What other rumours do you hear?
Pilots and Thieves remake? True?
True. It is quite the promising picture, but finding a leading lady...
Has been quite difficult.
Difficult doesn't begin to describe it. It's like every girl next door has disappeared entirely.
Is that so?
Everyone is at extremity nowadays. Either they're too skinny, too fat, far too beautiful, or just simply a sore on the eyes. And don't even get me started on the acting.
The acting?
It's horrendous. None of these girls can act. Just last week, I brought in Maud Holland's daughter to read, and I nearly tripped the fire alarm midway in just to make it stop.
Seems like you're at your wit's end with big names.
Absolutely.
Have you considered bringing in a fresh face?
The director's very particular about the girls he works with.
But have you considered it?
Suppose I had.
Suppose I could point in the right direction to look?
Viola, I've known you for a long while. I trust your judgment, but...
My judgment? Oh, it's more than just my judgment. I make stars as often as people make their beds in the morning. So, believe me, when I say this time, I've struck gold. And now, I want to share her with the world.
Viola, darling, you are my oldest
An
friend.
investment, then, for an old friend. Just one audition. That's it. Give her a chance, and I swear you will not regret it.
Let's see what she's got.
Betty, you are a treasure.
Just a fool, still at work after all these years.
The lights come back on for the party and the guests resume their activities.
Dearest friends and ex-rivals, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for coming. And a special thanks to Ellie Goulding for convincing me to stretch my legs and get back out there into the world a bit. It has been a pleasure tonight. Teresa, what a nice surprise.
Ellie slips behind a curtain.
Where is she? Where the hell are you hiding her?
Okay, come now. Everything's fine. Ellie's fine. It's not even late yet. I'll call you a cab, okay?
Don't you fucking touch me. I know who you are.
Someone call the police.
Okay, there's no need for that. It's all right.
You are a viper. You trapped her here. And now you're sucking the life out of my little girl. Ellie!
She begins to stumble around looking for Ellie. The guests around her immediately step back when she comes near.
Please, lower your voice. There's no need for this, any of it. No, just
Come here now.
Okay, let me call you a cab so you can sober up.
I don't need a cab. I don't need your money. I want my fucking girl home with me where she belongs.
She finally finds Ellie hiding behind a curtain and yanks her out by her elbow.
We are going home.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave now. Alone. Now, or I will be forced to call the police.
Teresa finally lets go of Ellie's arm and storms away, bumping into Viola on her way out.
Right. Where was I? Ah, my toast. That's right. I wanted to thank you all for a lovely night. To old friends and new. To the times that have passed us and to the future that awaits. It's been a pleasure.
Slowly, the guests begin to file out of the theater. On her way out, Betty links arms with Viola to walk with her.
You were right. She is very good. Very moving.
Ellie. Ellie! Ellie! Oh God, the whole world will be screaming that name.
What happened?
You got it!
What?
Pilots and Thieves, you got it!
What?
It's just an audition for now.
Oh.
No, you don't understand. This isn't a regular audition. The directors, the producers, these are the biggest names out there. Regular people don't get into this audition room. This is a one-way ticket to a contract at Starlight. This is Pilots and Thieves.
Oh my God.
I know.
What's Pilots and Thieves?
Ellie, Pilots and Thieves, come on.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna hyperventilate if you don't tell me right now.
Okay, don't worry too much about it. I just know that it was very popular in the 30s and they're remaking it and they want you to read for the lead.
Oh my God.
Come on, get your coat. I'll tell you more about it on the way.
On the way?
Yes, hurry.
Right now?
Well, we gotta catch them in the office before they're done for the night. We only have so much time.
Viola, my mom.
You know, I will make sure that she gets home safely. I will stay with her until she sobers up. Okay? Just don't worry about a thing. Just focus on the audition. This is your chance.
Viola, wait.
The lights on the stage turn off, and the spotlight turns on, illuminating Ellie and only Ellie. It is just her on stage. The light is painfully bright on the eyes, and Ellie squints and puts her hand up to block her eyes. Whenever you're ready.
I didn't really have a lot of time to prepare, so...
Just pick a monologue you know.
Any monologue?
Any monologue.
This heart of mine, it beats so quick I scarcely know what I'll do. If I shall die or I shall live another day. It's always been this way, I know, but I fear. I'm sorry, I messed up. Can I start again?
Go ahead.
Okay. This heart of mine. I'm so sorry. It's just that the monologue is quite stupid. I wish I could come up with something my own and not just repeat others' words. Maybe write my own lines. You know, my mom was a writer, part-time. And now she's a full-time drunk. But before that, she waited tables, so I guess I'm following in her footsteps that way. Part-time actress, full-time waitress. I work a lot of night shifts, so if you do cast me, you'll have to check with my boss to accommodate my busy schedule. It's strange. I should hate it, waiting tables. So many people do, like it's just a stepping stone to great things, but I don't. You meet so many great people passing by your little corner of the world. I'm not Violet's daughter, by the way. I met her there at the diner. It was ages ago now, and I was basically a kid and a lot more bitter about the whole waitress thing. But now I think maybe I'd even be happy like this forever. It'd be nice, though, if I wasn't so dirt broke, living paycheck to paycheck. Kind of life may be cute in my early 20s, but at some point you get stuck in it. You begin to resent something you once loved. Just can't figure out where that point is. One thing I can tell you about waiting tables for 4 years is that you learn how to remember everything. I can remember every order from this morning and yesterday morning, and which regulars came in and which didn't, who was wearing what, little stuff like that. But anybody with a decent teach can drill a 70-page script into their heads. It's not about the acting or the words, not really. And there's a je ne sais quoi to it. Just a matter of finding it. So when you've been waiting tables for 4 years, suddenly you realize that the old lady with the feathered hat isn't just ordering the same black coffee, blueberry pancakes, because she likes the taste. And she starts to tell you things. Like how her son used to order the very same thing every single morning and how he passed 3,000 miles away completely alone. Or how the guy who smells like weed is trying to road trip across the country, but he hasn't gotten further than the state lines yet because he's too afraid to leave his hometown. And you remember those things, all of them. And you wish you really knew these people and were part of their lives, because half the time you feel like you're not really living at all. Better to pretend to live a life than to not live at all, right? Anyway, I heard this whole acting thing requires memorizing pages and pages of scripts. Looks like I'm your girl. Oh, thank you for your time.
It's been a bit of a week. I guess I'll go make some coffee.
Good idea.
Ellie, phone please. See who it is.
Don't forget your meds while you're out there.
Phone.
I got it.
Hello? No, this is your underpaid secretary. Can I take a message? Thank you, I'll let her know. Bye.
You reckon I should put the coffee down first?
I got a call back.
Violet drops the tray of coffee and drops to the ground to try and clean up the mess. Ellie grabs the first piece of cloth she can find to help mop it up.
Jesus, Violet, it's only the first callback.
Sorry, it's just that
Violet notices what Ellie is mopping the coffee up with and lifts the soiled garment.
these are the gloves I got you for your birthday, aren't they?
They used to be. Shit, I wasn't looking at what I grabbed. I'm a little spooked is all. I really didn't think I was gonna get,
Damn the gloves. You don't give yourself a heart attack. You'll buy yourself 10 pairs of evening gloves with an A-lister salary.
I haven't even gotten the part yet.
But you will. If you work hard, you will.
I gotta prepare. Where's the script? There's a script, right?
There is a script. Someone will be by to drop it off soon enough, I'm sure.
But I only have a week. What am I gonna do?
Okay, breathe. Okay, just breathe. Come on. There's plenty to do before we get the sides. We have to figure out what you'll wear, where to buy it.
And keep the tags on, just in case. I don't want to get my hopes up.
If not now, when?
I don't know a thing about real film acting.
You'll learn.
Add getting groceries to the list. I can't keep living off instant mashed potatoes alone.
Okay, good idea. Then we should get you a manicure. A haircut. Stop by Blockbuster and rent out the original movie.
Pizza then?
Pizza sounds lovely.
I'll call them now. Uh-huh. Yeah, can I get one large pizza with pepperoni? 272nd Street, Grotto Opera House. I can wait up front. There's no doorbell or anything. Yes, it's a real place. Yes, I'm sure it's a real place. I'm standing inside right now, aren't I? No, I'm not going to kidnap it or rob you. I'm a teenage girl with scoliosis and no upper arm strength. Can you just bring me my pizza, please? Okay, thank you.
Again?
Yeah, again. You know, you should really consider putting the grotto in a phone book or two.
I'll add it to the to-do list.
I was looking outside.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Does the generator still work?
Ellie, my desk. There should be a flashlight, a candles.
I'm looking. Ow!
You all right?
I'm super.
Oh, of course, that horrific thing still works.
Hey, it's an antique. A pricey one, too, with a lot of history.
Well, maybe you should sell it and buy a new generator.
Found anything yet?
There's a bunch of old junk and papers.
You know, all of you just sitting on your ass out there are really no help. No help at all.
Where are these fucking flashlights?
Language, Miss Hollywood.
I think the current circumstances warrant a pass. Thank you very much. Ah, finally! Voila!
She points the beam out at the audience, then back to the stage to her side where the entrance to the theater is. Right by the door is Derek. He's frozen like a deer in headlights, completely soaked, with roller skates on his feet and a box of pizza in hand. Packages stuffed under his other arm for good measure.
Ellie, you'll get the fire poker?
Wait. I'm not trying to rob you. I just brought your pizza. Please don't kill me.
We're not... Can someone get the light, please?
Viola goes to the fallen Derek and holds out her hand to help him up.
Welcome to the late and great Grotto Opera House.
Derek.
He takes her hand but nearly slips and falls.
Knees first, then your feet. Derek.
This advice does not help him and he nearly falls again.
I'm sorry. Can I take off my skates? Just for a minute. My socks are really soggy from all the rain.
Just be my guest.
Derek, greatly struggling, manages to pull the skates off his feet.
Looks like you might want to pick a better means of transportation.
Can't. Company policy.
I do apologize for our current situation. The power's out from the storm.
Found LED candles.
Get as many as you can. As you can see, this is no small opera house.
Whoa.
Cool, right?
No, not at all cool. But it's spooky as hell, dude. So what do you guys do? Are you those people who buy rundown places to remodel and resell them? Or are you like those upscale con artists? Because I don't judge. Whatever pays the bills. I'm sorry. Was that offensive?
Not at all. You can call me Viola. And this is my humble little office. I'm an agent.
Acting agent. I'm her highly contagious social experiment, Ellie.
Oh, gnarly. You're Hollywood people. You know, I was in a commercial once.
Were you wearing roller skates and delivering pizza?
Yeah, dude. How'd you guess? I'm sorry. I gotta go. I gotta return these to my boss.
Don't we still have to pay you?
Hey, my wallet.
Ellie!
You should really watch out for those con artists.
How much do we owe you?
$8.99, please.
Ellie, my purse. You know, it's almost cruel sending you back out there in this kind of weather without proper shoes and everything.
Well, company policy and all.
Why don't you stay here and wait the storm? And we'll treat you.
Really?
Sorry, look.
Excuse me for a moment, will you?
What are you doing?
Ellie, there's a storm out there. It's our duty to be hospitable.
It's not the 14th century. So what if there's a storm? He's already soaked. What if he's a serial killer? Okay, probably not.
You're welcome to stay as long as you like, Derek.
Awesome. Thanks, dude.
Totally.
Is there anything you need? A towel? Something to drink?
Do you have,
I'm sorry. How old are you exactly?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got my ID right here. Don't worry.
Well, you don't trouble yourself. This isn't a bar. I'm not going to ID check you. This is a fake.
Ellie has already gone and started pouring a drink for both herself and Derek.
Thanks, man. So what's this place called again?
Grotto Opera House could hold 2,000 in its prime.
2,300.
Sick. So, what kind of stuff do you put on? Stand-up? Musicals?
Nothing for 12 years. The place is private property now.
So, it's like a ghost theater?
Well,
That name, though, it sounds kind of familiar. Didn't the girl slit her wrist here, like, ages ago?
it was a very long time ago.
I think my mom told me about it or something. Jeez. It almost feels like there's still people around. Totally spooky. Oh, almost forgot. Someone brought a package. It was by the front door.
You think it's the sides?
Where is it now?
I brought it in with me, with the pizza. It was pretty soaked out there.
Oh, wow. This is long.
All right. This is a good scene. Lots of potential to show off your range.
What is it?
Can you keep a secret?
Cross my heart and hope to die. Pilots and Thieves?
You know it?
My grandma loves this movie. So you're like a real actress then?
Of course she is.
What do you mean, real actress?
Well, you know, just that you go on to big studio lots and do interviews and remake things that are perfectly fine to begin with.
I don't.
You don't?
Just a waitress who works full time in the audition room.
And there's nothing at all wrong with that for a beginner.
But I'm not a beginner, am I?
So you're not a real actress then?
An outsider wouldn't understand it.
Hey, that commercial aired for 2 months straight. Every channel you can think of. I was practically famous.
His resume would kick my resume in the ass and rub dirt in its face on the playground. If we were to go head-to-head in casting, you know who'd win.
She's got a point.
Do you think I could give acting a shot?
Not him. She's right. That doesn't mean I have to like it. She doesn't understand that she's got the kind of talent that speaks for itself. And the callback's coming up in just a short week. This kind of discouragement in this little time, I know exactly where her head's at. She doesn't think she can do it. So it's a good thing I built a career on pleasing powerful men and killing doubt in true talent. Ellie, why don't you go through the sides with Derek?
Really?
Sure. Considered an impromptu acting lesson for my second best student.
All right. Bronze medal, let's go.
You can coach.
You serious right now?
Completely serious, and don't be rude.
Can I read the girl part?
Derek, you will read the role of Oscar, a brooding lover, pilot, and spy. Ellie, read Helen.
But Oscar has hardly any lines.
I know what you're planning, it won't work.
You couldn't figure me out if you tried.
Come on, Humphrey Bogart.
How should I read this? Like, I hear some actors actually go method to get in character and learn how to recall something deep within them. And then, like, don't eat for a week.
It's called anorexia, Derek.
It's just a simple read through, no method acting needed. Just read it as if you were reading a book aloud.
Oh no. I'm no good at popcorn reading.
Okay, just don't worry about technique. Just let it come naturally and read.
Derek nods and takes the script, walking slowly across the stage. Suddenly he falls to the ground and props himself up with one elbow, the script in his other hand.
Okay, what is he doing?
Come back to bed, Helen.
It's no use.
Why is it no use?
Because my hands are tied. This will be the last trip, my last spy mission, and perhaps the last one I have on this planet.
But we have the jets ready. The right people, good money. Why are you calling quits now?
By the time the last leaves fall and the sky grows dark once more, I'll be gone.
Don't say that, baby. Please.
No use hiding in sweetly coded lies. This is the only way it could have gone. Every day since this all began, I've looked at myself in the mirror, the path I'm on and my future reflecting back at me, and I know, I just know, when the thickening feeling comes over me, there is no way this will end well for me.
How can you even say that?
Because I don't just see myself. I see all the people who came before me and what became of them. Not a single one of us, past, present, or future, has a chance.
The boss won't let you go. That's what I know for sure. You're the only one who can fly the carrier planes to Malaysia. The only one who can disarm 3 men at once with only a body. You're far too valuable for them, man. And to me. I won't let you go.
But you will. Everyone does eventually. There's simply no place for a woman like me in the skies. Maybe no place in the world at all.
Helen, darling.
I'm leaving. It's settled. Tomorrow will be my last mission.
Then where can I find you? When the skies are cleared and smoke is settled?
On the moon. You'll find me on the moon and we can be together again like we always wanted.
You promise it?
I do. On the moon? What does that mean?
That was marvelous. Truly. Well done, Ellie.
The scene doesn't make any sense.
But you felt all the right emotions. That's all that matters.
Derek scooches over closer to Ellie just slightly.
I didn't feel anything.
Derek leans in towards her to kiss her, and Ellie moves away quickly just in time.
What are you doing?
It says to kiss at the end.
I
In the script.
I don't think that will be necessary for a read-through, Derek. You were wonderful, though. I mean, a very good first attempt.
Maybe I should try auditioning for this thing.
Huh. Well, let there be light. Viola speaking. How can I help you? Uh, yes, we've got him right here. Just waiting the storm out. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. 1 second. It's for you.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, I'm still wearing your skates. No, I haven't lost them. Yeah, I'll bring them back right now. Looks like the storm is cleared up.
Safe travels.
Thanks for inviting me into your creepy ghost theater.
Hey.
She grabs his arm to spin him around to face her on the skates. Then she stands on her tiptoes and kisses him quickly before stepping away.
Bye.
Derek pauses to say something, but Ellie ushers him out impatiently and closes the door behind him.
What did you do that for? Well, aren't you going to go after him and get his number or something?
I'd actually rather never see him again, if you can believe it.
Then why?
That scene in the movie with some no-face actor guy probably would have been my first kiss. I guess I just wanted one thing that's real.
You were really great.
There's really no way to make it to the top in this industry without bringing everyone else down, is there?
I suppose not.
So there's nothing we can do about it?
Then I guess some people just aren't meant to live past 30 either. It's a dog eat dog world, Ellie. It's not just for actors. You want something that's real? That's as real as it gets. But that doesn't mean we can't still be happy. The trouble's just finding out how. Your world isn't limited to playing pretend either. Actors live some of the happiest lives. You'll make lots of money, kiss lots of boys.
Or girls, if I want to make the front page on the tabloids.
I thought you didn't read them.
The ones about you are very conveniently placed near the liquor cabinets.
I'm going to buy a new lock.
Oh, like that'll keep me out. I'm going to be the new Helen, both pilot and thief.
She slyly pulls out a fake ID, Derek's, which she kept on her.
In case I do want to reach him.
She won't.
So, errands.
Errands. Mind mopping the wet floor first?
For the last time, hire a maid.
I will, but rest assured, you'll always be my favorite.
Thanks a million.
If I've learned anything over the years, it's that patience is a virtue, and I do not have it. I've spent a lot of time waiting for things to happen. Premieres, phone calls, the bus. And the thing about waiting for something so very important, like a callback, is that everything either begins to move far too quickly or far too slowly. Several hours of simple errands, groceries, shopping, the like, seem to pass by in the blink of an eye, but ultimately pass by without incident. And then
She lugs out a small antenna TV from the closet.
it's that strange hour just after sunset and before dusk, and time slows down.
Violet takes a cassette tape out of her bag labeled Pilots and Thieves. As Ellie lays one blanket down on the ground and brings the pizza box over, Violet inserts the cassette tape into the TV.
The calm after the storm, before the real destruction hits.
Ellie brings the pizza box over to her side and takes a piece.
Hey, don't be greedy. Leave some for me.
Stale bread is free for all.
We're not rats, Ellie. Share. Thank you.
What should I know about this movie? Any racism, misogyny, general Hays Code bullshit?
A fair bit.
Well, that's a very promising start for a movie.
It was a different time, Ellie.
Think about it. You know, I remember the other day where I'd heard the name of this movie before. I think I have seen it after all.
Is that so?
Yeah, Mom used to play it over breakfast sometimes. Called it her morning inspiration. You reckon I should tell her about the callback?
Why shouldn't you?
She has a tendency to overcomplicate things. She'd ask for a part in the earnings if I booked it, probably a vacation home in Aruba.
That money will be yours to decide what to do with.
She already asked if I have anything saved up.
Why?
Oh, you know, the usual. She needs a new dishwasher, some instant coffee, to check into rehab.
Do you really think that's what she'd spend it on?
I don't know.
It's your money.
And she's my mom. Rehab does actually work for some people.
That's assuming she makes it there in the first place.
Well, anyway, I don't have any money stashed away, or at least not much. Maybe I should start. Take the weekend shift at work. Linda Conway's leaving, so it'd be open for takers. Could throw my hat in the bucket.
You're overworked enough as it is, Ellie.
Yeah, I'm super booked. I'm doing everything and absolutely nothing all at once.
Slowly, Ellie puts her head on Violet's shoulder and starts to fall asleep.
God, why does she sound like that?
The transatlantic accent?
It's unbearable. People can't actually have sounded like that back then.
Well, I can't speak for the 30s, but back in my day, it was pretty popular. People took elocution lessons to nail it down.
So it's fake?
Quite fake, yes.
Why would anybody spend that much time and effort to sound that bad?
I remember Ingrid was always so sensitive when people pointed out how differently she sounded compared to the other girls. I just never saw why. She had a natural accent, a mix from her native England and the jargon she'd picked up living in the States.
I remember she always sounded so very soothing in her movies.
She had that gift.
Tell me more about her. You hardly ever do.
Well, she was very beautiful.
Know that.
And very wise and very quiet. People called her shy, but she wasn't. Not really. Just terribly sad all the time. And I never quite knew why. I will tell her. I will. So that she remembers that wide-eyed girl who came into my office so many years ago. I'll tell her, but only her. I have to say I'm rather sick and tired of having an audience in my affairs all my life.
By her side, Ellie's fallen asleep. They stay like that for a short while as Philo watches the movie, and its muffled audio can be quietly heard until the lights go down.
You knew how much I loved you. How much I still love you.
We're late.
Long night, big football game, million cheeseburger delight specials.
Come back to bed, Helen?
It's no use. My hands are tied. This will be my last trip, my last spy mission, and perhaps the last night I have on this planet.
Let's go to work. Wrong.
Already?
Is that how you're going to walk into the audition room?
What's wrong with my walk?
You want an essay or just a bulleted list?
Well, I'm sorry. My professor at finishing school forgot to make me walk with a book on my head.
Just relax when you walk. You're stiff as a poker. You look properly miserable to be here.
And if I am miserable?
You're an actor, aren't you? Act. Smile more. Keep your arms apart. Better. Now, from the top, shoulders back. Door's over there, Ellie.
Seriously?
Okay, Ellie Golding, you're up next. Perfect.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
You said it, not me. Acting isn't everything. If you've got confidence, you're already bumped up the list. And they saw something in you in that first audition. Now it's time to harness it. Come back to bed, Helen.
It's of no use.
Why is it of no use?
Because my hands are tied. This will be my last trip, my last spy mission. Perhaps the last night I have on this planet.
We have the jets ready, the right people, good money. Why are you calling it quits now?
By the time the last leaves fall and the sky grows dark once more, I'll be gone.
Don't say that.
There's no use hiding in sweetly coated lies. This is the only way it could have gone. Every day since this all began, I've looked at myself in the mirror, at the path I'm on and my future reflecting back at me, and I just know, when this sickening feeling comes over me that there's no way this will end well for me.
How can you say that?
Because I don't just see myself, see all the people who came before me, what became of them. Not a single one of us, past, present, or future, has a chance.
Boss won't let you go. That's what I know for sure. You're the only one who can fly the carrier planes to Malaysia. The only one who can disarm 3 men at once with a bobby pin. You're far too valuable to them. And to me. I won't let you go.
But you will. Everyone does eventually. There's simply no place for a woman like me in the skies. Maybe no place in the world at all.
Helen.
I'm leaving. It's settled. Tomorrow will be my last mission.
Then where can I find you? When the skies have cleared and the smoke is settled.
God damn it. How does that stupid line about the moon go?
Okay, it's okay. We've got time. Use a copy of the script this time. So you can get the right emotions down before we move on to proper memorization. So let's try it again from the top.
It was bad anyway.
Ellie. It wasn't. You ready?
Come back to bed, Heaven.
It's no use. My hands are tied. This will be my last trip.
Again.
It's no use. My hands are tied. This will be my last trip.
Again.
It's no use. My hands are tied. This will be my last trip.
Again.
It's no use. My hands are tied.
Again.
It's no use. My hands are...
Again.
It's no use. My hands... It's no use. It's no use. My hands are... It's no use. It's no use.
Brilliant, Ellie. Truly.
Shall we take it again? How do you feel?
Feel pretty shit. Thanks for asking.
Are you actually okay, Ellie?
Shit, I'm working tonight.
Are you really sure you should go to...
No, I'll be fine. See you tomorrow.
Get some proper sleep tonight. This went on nonstop for several days.
Ellie is still wearing her apron from the diner and is in the process of untying the strings.
There you are. Come on, we gotta go.
I know. Traffic was horrible. I just booked it and ran.
You ran?
Yeah.
Honey, the casting directors will see those sweat stains the moment you walk in the door. Come here, quickly.
Quickly.
She rummages in her purse and grabs a spray from it, spraying Ellie all over.
I thought you were gonna give me deodorant, not old lady perfume.
A classic scent Cherie Romero was known to frequent. They'll appreciate the homage. Now, quickly.
How fast can you get dressed?
2.5 minutes on a good day?
Make it faster.
This is really it, isn't it?
Give it all you got, little Charlotte.
The first police siren can be heard and the flashing of the car lights can be seen on the wall.
My mom?
No, they would have called. Stay here. I'll handle it.
Morning, officers. How can I help you? I'm sorry I haven't seen her. Have you checked her home address or Vincent's diner? No, I'm afraid I can't let you in. That is, unless you have a search warrant or a warrant of arrest that you can show me. Sir, this is private property. I bought it, I own it, and I alone am on the lease, and therefore I alone am refusing to let you in. Is this clear enough for you? What exactly are you implying? I'm going to have to ask you to leave, officers. Your legalities don't scare me. I will not play a part in your witch hunt of a 19-year-old girl. 2 fully grown men? You should be ashamed of yourselves. I don't give a damn about allegations or charges. I need you off my property right this instant. Or what? Oh, I see you reaching for your guns. You want to beat an old woman down in her own home? Get the fuck out of here.
Finally, the police lights from the car move on the wall, growing smaller and smaller until they're gone.
What were you thinking?
I don't need to explain myself to you.
Oh, this is how it is. You don't need to explain yourself to me. Kid, I was kicked out when I was nearly half your age and living on the streets because I couldn't support myself.
You think you don't need to explain how you thought you were going to get away with stealing money to me. You don't think and you don't listen.
I am exhausted. I do everything right and work until I physically can't anymore, and it still isn't enough. It isn't enough to pay rent or enough to bring in groceries for my mom and I, and I'm so sick of it. And for some reason, you still think I've got what it takes to make it big in film. But how the fuck am I supposed to be an actress when I don't even feel like a person anymore?
Viola says nothing, but simply goes to her purse and takes out her checkbook. She fills out a check quickly and gives it to Ellie.
I'll deal with the police. You put your coat on.
What the fuck?
We'll talk about this later. I don't want your mind to go anywhere else right now. Just put your coat on and let's go.
I don't want your fucking money.
Just someone else's then? Trust me when I say I have robbed and been robbed, and it never works out well for anyone involved. You want to spend the rest of your life in prison? No? Then take the money. Get this role and you'll have your own income. A real one.
When is it gonna get through to you? There is no getting this role. That's a fantasy, and this is the reality. The broken, bitter reality. And I don't need you writing checks, waving your money around, because no matter what, it'll always run out. And they'll force us out of where we deserve to be again and again. Today it's me. Tomorrow it'll be you.
I have a career, a life. If I can fix myself up and do it the right way.
And now it's gone. That isn't your life anymore, and it'll never be mine, and the grotto's falling apart, but you still won't let go of it. And all the people you know and the life you led is over, but you won't shut up about it because you can't accept that things are never gonna be as good as they once were. The movie's over already, Viola. Go home. It's been over for a long time now. Don't follow me. Figure out a way to get there on my own.
Viola stands, frozen in shock, one hand still gripping onto the purse. She throws the purse across the stage, then moves onto her desk, tearing up and trashing everything in her sight, then the cupboards, throwing open every single drawer, smashing the TV until the entire place is in ruins. With shaky hands, she takes the pills out of her desk and swallows a few of them dry, painfully.
A single spotlight turns on, shining right on Ellie, and she faces the audience standing center stage.
I'm sorry I'm late. I understand you're probably closing up for the night soon.
Whenever you're ready. Come back to bed, Helen.
It's no use. My hands are tied. This will be my last trip, my last spy mission, and perhaps the last night I have on this planet.
We have the jets ready, the right people, the money. Why are you calling quits now? Enter Viola quietly through the audience door. She stands at the back watching silently. Ellie sees her and pauses. She seems to remember where she is and fumbles trying to recall the line.
I'm sorry.
By the time the last leaves fall.
By the time the last leaves fall and the sky grows dark once more, I'll be gone. There's no use hiding in sweetly coded lies. This is the only way it could have gone. Every day since this all began, I'm sorry. Can I start over?
Go ahead.
It's no use. My hands are tied. This will be my last trip, my last spy mission, and perhaps the last night I have on this planet.
We have the jets ready, the right people, good money. Why are you calling quits now?
By the time the last leaves fall and the sky grows dark once more, I'll be gone. And there's no use hiding in sweetly coded lies. This is the only way it could have gone. Every day since this all began, I've looked at myself in the mirror, at the path I'm on, and my future reflecting back at me, and I know. I just know when this sickening feeling comes over me that there is no way this will end well for me. Because I don't just see myself. I see all the people who came before me and what became of them. Not a single one of us, past, present, future, has a chance. You know, I've actually started counting the rejections, like tallying them up, and I've passed quite a few big checkpoints already. Except I have no idea what there is to celebrate about that. So I'm leaving. For good. This is the last one.
Then where can I find you when the skies have cleared and the smoke has settled?
On the moon. You'll find me on the moon. I'm sorry.
She looks right to Viola in the audience when she says it. Thank you, that'll be all. A final curtain call. The spotlight dims on her.
Really fucked it up, didn't I?
They want your pain until it grows and festers too great for them to know how to use it any longer.
Don't want this to be the end.
Ellie, your life's hardly begun. Don't let the lights go down on you just yet. It's a funny thing, isn't it? To tell such a small story on such a grand stage. This stage was meant for operas and ballets and hundreds of guests. And yet here we are, just me, her, and the things we've lost. I thought all she wanted was to be plucked out of obscurity and placed right in the center of a stage like this. A real one, not one stuck in the past. But people by nature are not meant for such things. No one is born grand, ready to entertain the world. We must adapt and grow larger to fit the stage we are placed on, or be swept away and forgotten. And that is a terrifying thought. You see, I've lived a long life and seen a lot of people come and go and remembered things and forgotten a lot more. I can't even picture my mother's face anymore, or the friends I made and lost. I can't say that I've done a lot of good in my life for her, or Ingrid, anyone else for that matter. At exactly midnight on November 24th, 1999, the paramedics will rush to the Grotto Opera House for the second and final time. They will do their jobs and nothing more. 2 hours later, I'll be gone. That much I know for sure. The coroner will call it a heart attack brought on by an accidental overdose to prescribed medication. Medication that was slowly poisoning me over the years. Only later it will be taken out of circulation, deemed as harmful rather than helpful, and eventually made illegal. As for Ellie, what happens after? I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you the date, the very moment she knew her life was going to be changed forever, and that it was all worth it. The look on her face, maybe as she holds the phone to her ear, but I don't. All I know is the exact date of my own passing, and the things that will pass through my head the seconds before. Ellie, Ingrid, the grotto. Things I'd long forgotten will come back to me just for the moment. This is how I want her to remember me. After. Perhaps it's selfish of me to want to be remembered when there's so many others that shine far brighter, with better demeanors, who haven't been angry. So angry all their lives. As far as lives go, I've lived so many by now. With all the eager faces I've taken under my wing that go on to be great or just go on to be. All with the same hope of where life will take them. The same uncertain roll of the dice that decides their fate. Left just wondering if it was all worth it. I cannot ask her to forgive me. I know that now. I just hope she remembers me.
She begins to get disoriented as the lights start to dim slowly. Still, the lights continue to dim. She exhales and accepts it all. She looks up to the audience one last time and nods to them just once. And that's enough. Lights down for the last time.